Happy Wine Wednesday, everybody. It's the last Wednesday, Wine Wednesday of July. We're already approaching August. I can't believe it, but I am beyond stoked for today's show because we have got a really special guest. Very talented individual, goes by the name Pete Mroz. How we doing?
Hello, hello, hello.
Was I on the money with the pronunciation?
You're on the money, Mroz. You got
it. Okay. How are you doing? Where are you tuned in from today?
I am tuned in from Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, okay.
Nice and hot here. Hot.
Yeah. Is it breaking past 100 degrees or?
Oh, God, yeah. I think it was like 107 today.
Oh, my gosh. Well,
that's actually not bad, though. 107 is like kind of like, okay, it's only 107.
Oh, well.
Where are you tuning in from?
I am over in downtown Napa in California on the West Coast, so not too far from you. There's no time difference from California and Arizona.
That is a weird thing that happens in Arizona. No time change.
But you guys over there, you don't do the setting back or pushing forward of the clocks, huh?
No, which really throws a kink into planning with people on the East Coast and West Coast.
Oh, okay.
And Central. You know, you're always saying, no, it's never mind. Let's just plan on Pacific time.
Well, you're probably kind of thirsty over there since
I am.
You're in 107
degrees. See what I'm drinking here? This wonderful butter wine. Look at this. Look at this. What a coincidence.
Crazy. Wow, we're twinning.
Oh my God. How'd this happen?
I don't know. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm so happy to have you here, and I'm really stoked to hear what you have in store for us. So if you want to just take it away with the first song.
Right on.
We'll get right into it.
Come down off your throne and leave your body alone. Somebody, they must change. You are the reason I've been waiting here so long. Somebody holds the key, but I'm near the end and I just ain't got the time. Oh, and I'm wasted, but I can't find my way home. No, I can't find my way home. Come down off your throne and leave your body alone. Somebody, they must change. You are the reason I've been waiting here so long. Somebody holds the key, but I'm near the end and I just ain't got the time. Oh, and I'm wasted, but I can't find my way home. No, I can't find my way home. And I ain't done nothing wrong. Still I can't find my way home. Still I can't find my way home. Oh, you turned your chair. You turned your chair. Hey, wait a second.
I meant to hit the buzzer thing too, though.
Were we in a
Isn't that what
band
they do?
together 25 years ago?
Oh, what name did you go by back in the day?
I went by Pete Petey Wheatstraw.
What? Really? Oh my gosh. Classic Hoosier. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so, okay, for everyone that's watching, this was the sort of introductory song that
Ladies
Pete
and gentlemen,
performed.
Pete Mroz on The Voice. Right here.
So cool. And, like, okay, let's, I guess, rewind to before you actually went on to the show, because you got the email because it was like the show during the pandemic. They were like trying to kind of find people that they already had connections with and just like reach out and do it that way. Mm-hmm. So what did you think when you got the email from the supposed The Voice? And how'd that go?
You know, it was pandemic time, so I was I was a half a bourbon in on a probably Tuesday afternoon, like
Love
a
it.
lot of us probably were. Oh wait, I mean, I was a half a jam wine in.
Love that. Love that.
No, so really though, the email came in and I looked at my wife and I said, "Hey, check this out." And I really kind of thought it was like spam, like kind of, or a mass kind of email that went out. Just kind of like, yeah, it's mass, but made to look kind of real. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she looked at me and she goes, "Are you going to do it?" And I was like, why not? What am I? I said, "I'll go upstairs in the office and record 3 songs." And I know I sound very cavalier by saying it like this, but that's how it was. Just that kind of like, okay. So I went upstairs and turned the microphones on and got everything ready and recorded 3 songs, and I uploaded them to YouTube, and that whole thing took about probably 45 minutes to an hour. And I came downstairs and Tony, my wife, she goes, "Are you done?" I was like, yeah, I'll sit in there. You know.
Oh my gosh.
And then when they called me, Sam, to tell me, I was in my work van working, and I thought it was one of my accounts calling me. So I answered the phone. "Hey, this is Pete. How may I help you?" And the guy said, "Hey, this is," I think he said Tony or Matt, or I forget what his name was. And he said Matt with the voice, but I heard in my head Matt from such and such country club or blah, blah, blah. I thought he was one of my golf accounts, you know?
Oh my gosh.
And he said, no, this is The Voice. And I said, oh, hey, man, what's happened? He goes, "Hey, you know, the executive producers love you and they want you to be on the show. Congratulations." And I was like, what? Like, oh, well, cool.
Just sort of like,
Yeah, you kind of, and even at that point, you don't realize what you're getting into. You just don't.
Yeah.
I mean, up to that point, it's just casting agencies and what you see on TV. So you've got this idea in your head of what it is, and it's not. You don't know what you're about ready to get yourself into. So
right. And Blake didn't, clearly.
no.
And,
You know, did you obviously you saw it, right?
Yeah.
You saw the thing, and
oh yeah.
I know that was a really genuine moment.
Yes.
And that's what people saw, because, you know, Blake does his Blake shtick. Mm-hmm. You know, he's got his thing, and it's funny, and he is genuine, but that's a part of kind of his thing, right? Yeah. But I think people, like, really saw this, like, really rare moment of, like, total surprise.
Yeah.
And it was really cool.
We saw that, like, other side of his Gemini self just pop out. Like,
Did
when
you see
he,
when
like,
Kelly,
puts his head down.
Yeah, when Kelly laughed at him, and
Oh.
and he goes, like, "It was 25 years ago." Like, he was
my
just like,
God.
"Hey, cut me some slack," you know?
I loved her reaction, I think, almost the most. Just,
Yes.
that was so raw and pure. But like the whole thing was so cute. It was like the two of you, it was like an old high school reunion. And when you said, like, yeah, how did that happen about the Hollywood comment? I was like, oh my God, only someone that like knew Blake back in the day would be able to get away with saying that.
I love how he said, what did he say? He said, "I don't know, man. I'm just going with it, buddy."
Yep.
Yeah. And honestly, like, the funny thing is, with my wife, I feel the same way when people go, like, "You totally outkicked your coverage." I'm like, man, I know. I'm just going with it. You know, I'm just, I'm thankful, and yeah.
Well, she is a warrior.
She is a warrior, yes.
So one more question related to you and Blake, because it was, 25 or so years in the past. So you were like 19 or 20
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
at the time. And then you had discussed, I don't know if it was in an interview or on The Voice, but that you never co-wrote anything with Blake. Like you did stuff with someone named Robin, and he did stuff with Amber and Rachel.
Wow.
But
Wow.
why?
I'm impressed, Sam. That is like, so good. Did The Voice feed you this stuff? This is amazing.
I don't know. Can't reveal my secrets. No, but why did you guys like decide to kind of venture in those two different directions with those particular people?
Well, the way the young writers were set up, they were all kind of brought in. All of us were brought in at different times. So there was a lady, a super nice lady. She still lives in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Her name's Brenda Klein. She found these writers, and she wanted to create like this cohesive writers' night. Because sometimes when you do a writers' night, it can be a little awkward.
Yeah.
I might play a country song, you might play a polka song, the next person might play a jazz song, and it turns into a kind of a weird mashup.
Right.
So she wanted to create some cohesiveness with up-and-coming writers/artists. So she found Blake early, like I think he was there probably about a year before I was, or 8 months. And then my friend Robin, who knew Blake, she brought me in. She introduced me. So we all just kind of came in from different parts. So I wrote a lot with Robin because we were writing partners. And Blake and I, it's really funny because my recollection of then, it's a long time ago, so we were always kind of like on the ends of the round. I was like the Garth Brooks guy. He was like the Oklahoma country guy. Come on, somebody, have me some fun. He's the country guy. And I was more the guy singing longer notes and more singy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was always like this thing, like who's going to get a record deal?
Right.
Is it going to be Pete? Is it going to be Blake? And it was Blake. And my bass player, I got a call on I think it was a Thursday, and we had a gig on a Friday. And he called me. He's like, hey, man, I can't do that gig. And he goes, Blake got a record deal, you heard, right? I was like, yeah, I heard he got a record. He goes, yeah, we got this little white van, and we're going on tour. And so Blake stole my bass player, man. Like, the dude, like, he took my bass player. And he said he gave him a job. Well, he did. He did. I ain't gonna
Fair
lie.
enough. Fair enough.
Fair enough. He did.
Well, if you had to, before we get into a couple songs, if you had to capture that moment in time, like in your 20s or late teens when you were doing all this kind of stuff with Blake or amidst Blake's presence, what would you want if like someone was filming this day to day and making an MTV show out of it? What would you want as the theme song to capture the essence?
It would have to be some kind of 90s country song because 90s was amazing at the time. And I don't know what it would be, but we all were so head on fire going to get it, man. Like no one was going to stand in front of our dreams. We wrote every single day. We were always, I mean, it was just, the world was completely different then than it is. I mean, really, honest to God, with technology, it wasn't the same. Music was digested different ways,
Yeah.
So I think back then we had, one of the things that makes good TV today is Blake and I's relationship was based on a real connection from a long time ago.
Yeah.
When we really connected with people, and maybe, shall I say, maybe a little deeper way than we do today because of technology.
Yeah.
There weren't text messages, and it was more like, hey man, I'll see you on Tuesday, and then we'd talk about it on Tuesday.
Yep.
And
We're going to meet at this time.
That's right. And I would wait the whole week, oh, I got to tell him something. Oh, I don't want to forget to tell him something,
Right.
So anyway, theme song, it'd have to be some kind of this old highway's getting longer, tougher broncs, I can recall, worn out tape of Chris Ledoux, lonely women and bad booze seem to be the only friends I have at all. You know that song? Garth Brooks.
Love
I'm much
it.
too young to feel this damn old, so.
You did a wonderful job with that little cover there. Love it.
That was my best Garth impression.
Well, you take your own spin, and I know that you kind of live by the Eric Clapton quote and take on your own philosophy with that. So
Yeah, man. You got it. You got it. That's
doing
right.
great. Well, everyone, we're gonna get into a couple more songs, but real quick, how do you get a country girl's attention?
Do tell.
A tractor.
Oh! I've got some good jokes, Sam. That's a good one. But I don't know if my jokes will go over well on this format.
Well, let's sip on it, and we'll
Cheers to
circle
you
back.
and that wonderful joke.
Thank you. Cheers, everybody.
Here's a little song that I'm putting out here because this platform is a mighty platform that you have here, and I know there are just millions of people watching, and maybe Blake Shelton's watching, and I'm thinking maybe he is. And this is a song that I wrote hoping that he'll sing it with me, and it's all about what we just talked about. So
Love it.
no one's heard this before. Don't anyone go record this. It's copywritten already. You heard me say it. Here we go. Well, Tulsa, Tucson, working up a new song, rolling into Abilene. We were flying high and young, riding Nashville, Tennessee. Well, 21 to 45, man, how'd we make it out alive? Let's get the band back together again. Band back together again. Call up the boys, let's make some noise like we did back then. Because the old is the new, there's only one thing left to do. Let's get the band back together again. Yeah. Well, Rob's still a grooving, Buck's money moving, BS, you still rocking, no doubt. There's a smoky ceiling, dive bar feeling, sneaking, coming back around. You know Buffalo's calling our name, and the crowd is begging us to play. Let's get the band back together again. Band back together again. Call up the boys, let's make some noise, crank it up to 10. Because the old is the new, there's only one thing left to do. Let's get the band back together again. Come on now, because the old is the new, there's only one thing left to do. Let's get the band back together. Band back together. Band back together again. Miss you so much that I can't sleep, stumbling around, dazed in a dream, digging up bones, these hollow hills. Nobody knows just how I feel, but you. Flash of light, I turn around, but you were nowhere Take a look in the mirror, tell me what will I find? I'll bet it's you. The years go by, I can't see just how much you're a part of me. You're in my soul, you're in my blood. I'll carry you with me until it's done. Yes, you, oh you, it's always been you. Yes, you, oh you, always been you, always been you, just you, oh you.
Such a beautiful song. Thank you, Pete.
Thank you.
Thank you to everyone watching. And this is Pete Mroz, and that is such a touching song on so many levels. You know, I've also lost a parent a few years after you lost your father. And it's no matter how old you are or what the circumstances, it's not an easy situation. And I know that your dad, he really sparked the sort of initial like aha moment or just that interest when was it he signed you up for karaoke or something like that.
It's so great that you asked. You're right. I was 18 and we were at a place, a chicken wing place, and and they had a karaoke night. Place was packed, and he put my name in for the karaoke, and I was like, whoa, I'm not singing. What are you talking about? You know, I mean, I'd only sang a little bit in church, just a little, not even a lot, you know. And the guy called my name up, and I said to my dad, what am I singing? He said, Yesterday by the Beatles. And I was like, oh, okay. So I go up, the place was packed, noisy. I sing the first verse, and after the first verse, it was dead quiet. Dead quiet. And I was like, wow, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of... I didn't know what that meant, really, you know? But that's when music was really like, my father saw something that really kind of... He put me he forced me into a spot, you know, where I saw my calling, if you will, a bit, you know?
Yeah.
So that song I wrote is for my father. Yeah, that's a love song to him. And you know, it's just, it can take on many forms of different meanings to different people. But for me, it was kind of a way to, you know, just kind of come to terms a little bit and do a little healing on my own. And yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the coolest thing about music is, especially I've noticed music being just so important within, obviously it's kind of my job, but also in my day-to-day trying to make it through the day sort of life. During the pandemic, especially, just if music weren't there and if the continual output from artists wasn't there, I think a lot of us would be going through even harder of a time. And
Isn't that truth? Isn't that the truth? Yeah. I found myself during the pandemic on Facebook. I know a lot of musicians were doing shows, you know, for a livelihood. I'm very thankful that I have a golf job and I work hard, and I was very thankful I kept my job. So I went online and just was very real in the sense I just turned the camera on at any point in our house, in our normal day-to-day, and start playing some songs, have no clue what I was going to sing or do, and my son would run up to the camera. it was just like a snapshot into every one of our lives, because we all were going through the same exact thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people reached out to me and said, you know, thank you for like inviting us into your home and like just showing us like you're doing exactly what we're doing, and you're giving us music, and it's a great gift. Music is a great gift to be able to give to people.
Absolutely. Real quick, I like talking in the present tense, even when people have departed from this world. What is your dad's name?
Lucky.
Lucky.
Actually, his name is Bill, but he called himself Lucky.
Oh,
So
okay.
Lucky is, you know, every day my dad's race car number was 55, and every single day I see that number, not just in speed limit signs or anything, but I see that number, you know, many, many times.
Yeah. And I'm assuming this is where Lucky 55, is
There
it
you
called Lucky
got it.
55 Production?
Lucky 55. His name is Lucky, and his race car number is 55. Sam, I am impressed. Oh my God, you're almost in stalker land. I love this.
I know, you know, you're working with a Virgo right now.
This
so.
is amazing.
Well, I wanted to raise a glass to Lucky and to my mom, Donna.
Donna, here.
Cheers.
They're probably
Drinking
having a drink
Chardonnay.
They're probably having a drink together.
Yes. I'd like to think so.
Is
All
that
right.
music
Well,
on your end or my end?
it's probably over here. The tasting room is in full swing at the moment.
Yeah, come on.
So the soundproof can only do so much,
I
you
was
know.
just making sure my family hadn't come home and they're like watching Paw Patrol or something's going on out there or something, you know.
Could be. I don't know. Maybe it's both. Okay. Well, so speaking of Lucky, actually, so I guess apparently, you know, Fruit Loops, the cereal. Mm-hmm. So I guess
Trust me.
they're like, they're wanting to start putting marshmallows, like the types that are in Lucky Charms.
In Fruit Loops?
Yeah, supposedly. I read it on my phone off the internet, so it's probably very not true at all.
That's a travesty.
But
What are they going to call it?
Well, I was gonna say, with that being said, I guess two can play at that game. That's not even factual.
Hey, Sam,
I don't
know why? Do you know why when you play golf you should always bring 2 pairs of socks?
Tell me.
Because you might get a hole in one. Oh!
It's a knee slapper. Oh my gosh.
Now, I'm going to do this for you because I didn't plan on this, and I don't know all the words to this, believe it or not. But this is just for you, and I won't go through the whole thing, all right? Let's see if I can just muddle through this just a little bit, all right? I fell by the wayside like everyone else. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, but I was just kidding myself. Or every moment I start to replay, 'cause now that you're gone, all I hear are the words that I needed to say. When you hurt under the surface, like troubled water running cold. Time could heal, but this won't. So, before you go, was there something I could have said to make your heart beat better? If only I'd known you had a storm to weather. So, before you go, was there something I could have said to make it all stop hurting? Kills me how your mind can make you feel so worthless. So, before you go.
Woo!
I swore I would never sing that song again, Sam. But I did it.
Oh, thank you. You didn't have to do that. That was so sweet.
That's
Thank
for
you
your
so
mama.
much.
That's for your mama.
Oh, shout out to Donna. Shout out to Lucky. Shout out to all of you watching. Hope everyone's doing well. That song, you can Go check it out. I just found it on YouTube. I ended up down the rabbit hole of the voice videos for like 3 hours yesterday. So be careful, everyone.
Careful.
But all the voice videos that star Pete, I think, are available on YouTube, and they're really, really great.
Cool,
So
thank
check
you.
them out.
It's very nice of you to say, Sam.
Your T-shirts, by the way, it's like the circle. It almost looks like a hypnosis.
Do you know what
it's
they
like
are? That's the family circles. Yeah, that's
love those
that's
shirts.
Max, Cooper, Tony, and myself.
That is so cute. Oh my gosh.
That's the Mroz, Team Mroz, baby. Come on.
Oh.
Do you want a T-shirt? You find your way to text me or email me, let me know where to send it and size, and you shall receive.
Well, we'll talk after the show. I might, be able to smuggle some more wine your
Just
way.
say-
Can
I'm
barter.
saying, I'm drinking white right now, and might I say, this butter Chardonnay is very tasty.
You like it?
It is very nice. It's very buttery.
That it is. Have you
That's
seen
great.
it in stores before, or is this your? And I love that it's out of the bottle, because why waste a glass when you already have
It is
the
glass.
wine in a glass?
It's
Yeah.
glass.
This is what I say. Like when doctors say, "Oh, a glass of red wine a day is heart healthy," it's like,
You
well,
mean- you
do
think
you
it's a bottle.
define? Yeah, no, they never define technically. I don't think.
When they say to me, "Would you like a cold glass for your beer?" I'm like, "Is the beer cold in the bottle that's in?"
Yeah,
I'm good.
my man. I love it.
What do you want to hear, Sam?
Whatever you are feeling right now, but we can see what the people want to say while you
the
play a
people.
song.
Yes, I don't know where the people are, but you just tell me.
All right.
Peaches and cream for me. Peaches and cream for me. I'm gonna climb to the top of that tree and cry, baby, baby, please. Peaches and cream for me. I've been working all day under that sun. I've been working all day under that sun. Here come my little girl. Oh, baby, baby girl, peaches and cream for me. I'm gonna rock these old bones to the grave. I'm gonna rock these old bones to the grave. Got nothing but my love to say, from a cradle to the grave. Peaches and cream, peaches and cream, peaches and cream for me.
Thank you, Pete Mroz, everybody. So that is, if I'm not mistaken, that's like the fourth track off your fourth album.
Yes. Yes.
Cool.
Oh my God.
Well, I guess
You
it
are
was
kind
an
of freaking me
EP.
out. I know.
But I know you have the 6-year anniversary, I think, of that release coming up.
Yes, that's right.
That's
I'm actually
exciting.
going to re-release Always Been You was on it. I've done another version, and the guy that Blake Shelton stole from me produced the tracks. So the bass player for Blake Shelton, who is his bass player now, his name's Rob Bias, and he produced some songs that we're going to be releasing here very shortly. I just released a Leon Russell song, A Song for You, that I put out there. I thought it'd be kind of cool to have a song that, people on The Voice have heard me sing covers. So
Right.
this is kind of a nice bridge to kind of lead out of the cover song world into my own stuff, to sing a beautiful song that I actually recorded that one day for my wife as a present for her. And I had it sitting there in the can, if you will, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to release this for people to hear, and so I released that. And then so next August 14th, I've got a new song coming out. That's Always Been You, that you guys heard. And then when the show comes on, September 20th, I've got a new one coming. Yes.
Woo!
Yes.
And
indeed.
so for the people watching, like if they want to keep themselves updated, I know you have a newsletter on your site, which is just PeteMroz.com. That's where you can find merch, people. It's really cool. But
Did you
like,
see- oh, you didn't see the flask. I gotta send you a flask, Sam.
yeah,
Oh,
that's what I swear, I need one. My really, really nice, it had like a mother of pearl outside, and I got it like specially made, and I lost it. So
all right, done. I know what to send you: a T-shirt and a flask.
thank you. And then for the people, in terms of staying connected, if they want to keep themselves updated rather than do the newsletter, if they want to just go onto social media, do you post like the same amount on Instagram and Facebook?
Yeah,
Or-
Facebook and Instagram are really my platforms. I found that are the my people, if you will. I'm trying to figure out TikTok. I just don't know if I really
Dude,
get it.
I don't know either.
I know it's the new thing, man. All the cool kids are doing it, but Facebook and Instagram really are my two platforms. I would say that Instagram is my probably favorite, just because it's a quick snapshot of life, and that's where I have a show that I've got on there. That maybe you've watched, called Artist to Artist, where I interview other voice contestants.
Yep.
And I'll continue that for season 21. Like, I'm gonna interview the season 21
Awesome.
people. So
Really
that will be
cool.
on that platform. I wish we could figure out a way how to stream Instagram, Facebook, YouTube all at one time, and that would
Yeah.
cure all of our woes, So
I know. We figured out how to do this Facebook and
Yes.
the YouTube, but it's so weird that you can't do Instagram because it's affiliated with
they own
Facebook.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. They own it. That's right.
Who knows? I don't
I
know.
don't get it. And why don't they share the fans? That's what I want to bring this up with.
What do you mean?
Like, if you have 12,000 followers on Instagram and 2,500 on Facebook, why wouldn't they just move them over?
I know. I know. There's some weird voodoo magic they don't want to share with us. I don't know.
Advertising dollars.
So the last song that we just heard, everybody, that was Peaches and Cream. That's the fourth of the 5 tracks that are available on the Land of Oz EP that was released almost 6 years ago. And you can find that on, I think, any of the main
All the
streaming platforms, right?
Yeah, you go on and you find it on all of them.
Cool. So if you're team Spotify or team Apple Music, either one, it'll work. Just like he was team Blake, he had his choice.
I'm Team Sam now.
Thank you. You hear that, Blake Shelton, if you're out there watching?
That's right. You're out,
my
buddy.
gosh.
You're out, cowboy.
Now, why was the Peach late to work?
I don't know why.
Well, this particular Peach, it was a rough morning, but they were already running late, but then they're like, well, what's a couple more minutes? So this Peach had to make a pit stop. on the way there. That was a fake laugh, everyone.
Oh my.
Oh boy.
Am I allowed to tell like bad jokes on your stream?
Sure.
No, I better not. They get me in trouble with the people. So
Oh boy.
let me just stick to what I do and play a song.
All right. Sounds good.
How many do I have? I have a couple more to play, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I don't know. However many you want.
Here's a song called "Least I Can Do." All right.
All right.
You're beautiful, and you don't even know how. Everybody loves to see you smile. I look at you and I know it's true that God in heaven put you by my side. Loving you is the least I can do. Your laughing eyes, your tender touch, they feed my hungry soul. You share with me and you bear with me, and you're there when I need you the most. So loving you is the least I can do. Oh, oh, yeah, now how you everything for making me feel this way, and I'm so, so thankful. It's my debt to pay. Yes, it is. So take my heart, take everything, 'cause it's more than I need. I need you. Ooh, I want you after all that you've done for me. Baby, loving you is the least I can do. Oh, yeah. How you everything for making me feel this way. And I'm so thankful, babe. It's my debt to pay. Yes, it is. I'll spend my life loving you. If it's the least I can do.
Woo! Thank
Least I
you.
can do.
And that's the outro track for that same album, or I guess EP.
EP album, what do we call them
Yeah.
these days?
So for anyone who is just now joining us, this is Pete Mroz, and this is off of the Land of Oz EP. It's the 5th and outro track from that one. Least I Can Do. Tell me about the backstory and how you chose that to be the outro of the
Least I
five.
Can Do started off, I wrote that with Robin English, the lady that we talked about earlier.
Yes.
And I called her one day and said, hey, I got this song about an ice cream truck. And she was like, oh,
Love
what?
it.
I was like, yeah, it goes, let's see. I love you. I need you. I love all. I think I said something like your flavors. And she goes, Pete, you can't say you love all your flavors. I was like, okay, all right. It's just an idea. It's just an idea, you know? And then it turned into, you know, what the song is today. And you know, the song has lived for quite the... Robin English put it on her album when she was signed with Columbia. And it's been out there several times, but we just kind of felt like with this new project that we wanted to give a couple of the older songs a little lift.
Yeah.
And, you know, and now that I've got a different platform of people to reintroduce it to them versus just trying to tell them to go back and listen to it again,
Right.
you know, to say, hey, here's a new version of it. And then maybe that would cause them to go back and listen to all the stuff.
Oh, it's so cool. That story that you just told about Robin talking about the ice cream truck. Okay, so I read, I think it was an interview of yours that you had, I think this was for Diamonds, that you had a dream or an idea about a love story between like a girl and a boy shoe, like two
Yes.
shoes.
Oh, I haven't played that song in a long time. You want to hear that song?
Sure.
Oh, I haven't played that in forever. That's a Paul Simon song. And yes, I had like this, I was doing this, like this version of Diamonds on the Soles of Her Shoes. And I had this, I don't know if people out there know, but I love to shoot video and take pictures and stuff like that. So I had this idea of like, okay, if I'm going to shoot a video of myself, how am I going to do this, you know? So I was like, oh, what if I had a dream about these feet, like having like a, hey, how are you?
so cool.
You know, like, oh, you're so hot. Like, oh, get away from me. I don't like you. And she turns around and walks away, you know. And I just kind of had this thought process to the whole thing of like, wouldn't that be a kind of a cool little thing to try to like to write to this little song? I mean, to shoot to this song, and so I
Right.
did. And, hey, check this out. Here we go. Let's see if I can remember it.
All right.
She's a rich girl. She don't try to hide it. Diamonds on the soles of her shoes. He's a poor boy, empty as a pocket, nothing to lose. Sing ta-na-na, ta-na-na. She got diamonds on the soles of her shoes. Ta-na-na, ta-na-na. She got diamonds on the soles of her shoes. People say she crazy. She got diamonds on the soles of her shoes. That's one way to lose these walking blues. Diamonds on the soles of her shoes. Yeah. She was physically forgotten when she slipped into my pocket with my car keys. She said, I fear you have taken me for granted as I please you wearing these diamonds. Yeah. She said, honey, take me dancing. So we ended up sleeping by the doorway, down by the bodegas and the lights on Upper Broadway, wearing diamonds on the soles of her shoes. Yeah. And I said, diamonds, diamonds, diamonds. I said, diamonds, diamonds, diamonds. I said, diamonds, 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 oh, diamonds. Oh, he makes a sign of a teaspoon. She makes a sign of a wave. Poor boy changes his clothes and puts on his aftershave to compensate for his ordinary shoes. Vegas and the lights on Upper Broadway, diamonds on the soles of a shoe. And I said, diamonds, diamonds, diamonds. And I said, diamonds, diamonds, diamonds. I said, diamonds, diamonds, diamonds. I said, diamonds, diamonds, diamonds. Oh, 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 oh. Ta-na-na, oh, ta-na-na. She got diamonds on the soles of her shoes. Ta-na-na, ta-na-na. She got diamonds on the soles of her shoes.
Woo!
Done
Pete
that
Mroz,
forever.
everyone.
I'm just happy I've remembered. I've repeated some things, but I haven't played that in so long. I'm like, wow, okay, I actually
It was
46
amazing.
and I still can remember.
Did you know it's almost, so I know that Land of Oz, you're coming up on the 6-year anniversary of that release, but the Graceland, it was released, I think, end of August of 85 or 86. So
Oh, wow.
like 35 years almost.
What a great album. God,
Just,
it was such a good album.
Through and through. Yeah.
Oh, the whole thing is just amazing. Do you know in the beginning part of Graceland, the drum beat that's on it, Steve Gadd played drums on that whole album, and he was just warming up as in the studio. He was doing like a warm up that he does, and he was doing this thing.
What?
And Paul Simon was like, "Hey, like what is that?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just warming up, you know." And that's what the beginning of that song is.
Oh, that is,
Yeah,
I did not know that. That's really awesome. Thank you for
Steve
sharing
Gadd.
that.
Steve Gadd, ladies and gentlemen, one of the greatest
So
drummers
cool.
ever.
Oh my God. So before we get into, I don't know if you're down to do one like finale song in a few minutes here to close the show
finale.
out.
I'm gonna close it out.
I love it. But before we get into that, yes, I will sip as well. Cheers, everyone. Thank you for joining Jam Happy Hour today with Pete Mroz.
Thank you for having me.
Now let us know if you're tuned in from the U.S., what state you're tuned in from. If you're outside the U.S., let us know as well. I know Pete will be able to resonate with a lot of you because he's lived in like over a dozen states. So,
Bazillion stage. Yeah, that's right.
but okay, so Pete, basically, like if you had to decide on one, it could be producer, could be a musician, it could be a songwriter, what have you, dead or alive. If you could sit down, have a glass of butter with somebody and just chat about whatever, just shoot the shit
Can I
for
pick two,
an
please?
hour. Yes.
Please pick two.
Okay.
One is gonna be Paul McCartney
Okay.
because I just think he would just be super rad to just talk to. Not talk
Yeah.
about Beatles stuff with,
No.
just to talk to him. He
Life.
seems like the coolest. How could you be a Beatle and be that calm and cool? Really?
Yeah.
And that real, seemingly that real.
Seemingly collected. You
Isn't
forgot
that, isn't
that
that
one.
amazing? Like that would be really cool to sit down
Yeah.
with him. And then another one that has got quite the controversy lately, and we won't even go into all that, but Eric Clapton. So I would like to sit down and just kind of pick his brain about kind of going through at such a young age, becoming the star, to go into addiction, to loss of his,
Yeah.
not knowing who his mother was, thinking his grandmother was his mother, and then find out who his mother was. Crazy, man. It's like
Gosh.
insane, you know, and then to all that stuff. So I would love to have those deep conversations with those two people.
And if you could only eat one thing and drink one thing for the rest of your life, like
To know this about me is to love me. You need to understand that there's one thing that Pete Mroz loves. And yes, I'm speaking in third person. I'm saying Pete Mroz loves chicken wings. That's all you need to know about me is I love chicken wings and cold beer. That's it.
Okay, but let's be real. What kind of seasoning are we talking? Like a dry rub on the wings, boneless, bone in.
I don't really hate traditional, all
Okay.
traditional wings. So bone-in wings, right?
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of chicken. What do you call them? Boneless chicken fingers. That's not. It's not real. That's not it. It's not a chicken wing.
You want to just feel that full carnage.
Totally. Like that. The best meat is that's where it's at, man. You know, like.
I'm pescatarian, so I find this very funny. I like cauliflower wings. I pretend cauliflower's chicken. I'll send you the recipe.
I had some cauliflower rice the other day, and I was like, "What is this? What is this?"
Did Tony make it for you?
She did, and I told
bet
her,
it was
"Baby,
delicious.
this is amazing. This is amazing."
It's good. It's good.
And then, as far as sauce goes,
Okay.
this is the control freak in me that comes out. I like the chicken wings naked, nothing on them, and I put salt and pepper on them, and I like to choose where to dip my wings in. You know, the meat in. Does that make sense? Like I'll have like a hot,
each bite
hot,
different
yeah,
sauce.
like a super hot sauce, and then like a mango habanero, and then I'm like, ooh, I kind of feel like I want a little dash of ranch right now.
I'm literally gonna send you pictures of my fridge because my fridge will be like fully empty except both. Like I have no space to put a gallon of milk, nothing on either side of the fridge because it's all sauce, and I do the same thing. I literally will pour up like 5 different sauces
See?
for just a piece of pizza.
You're a control freak. See, that's what it is.
I think it's more we like to have fun. We like to spice it up.
Variety is the
No pun
spice of
intended.
life. Variety is the
We
spice
spice
of life.
it up.
So,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Chicken
I'm glad.
chicken wings, and cold beer. And listen, I don't need any kind of fancy cold beer. I'm a simple man. You can give me a Coors Light or a Miller High Life, and I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm a cheap date.
So you must love the song "Chicken Fried," cold beer on a Friday night. That's like the only main.
That's not bad. That's not
mainstream
bad. That's a good
country
one.
song I know. Okay. What are we doing for this finale, the grand
I'm
finale?
gonna give you a song. I'm gonna give you a sneak peek into something
Woo!
because you all have been so good to me.
Cheers, everyone.
I'm hoping that if I sing you another song that's a song you haven't heard, that you'll maybe send me some more wine. That's my play here. All right. This is a song I did not write. It came to me from some writers in Nashville, and this is gonna be released September 20th. But you're gonna hear it right here. It's called "I Believe It" because I always said with music, I never ever would stand on a stage and talk about what I believe politically or anything like that, because I feel like the stage is just to share love and to share a moment and to take people out of, not tell you what I believe or you know what I mean, like I believe in love, so it can conquer everything. It will, actually, believe it or not. I mean, no matter where we go and what twists and turns happen and COVIDs and your belief here or there, love will trump everything, and it's proven itself over time. So here you go. This song's called "I Believe It." I know you've got your scars deep in your heart from falling apart. There's been a whole lot of pain. I'm just the same as you are. There ain't no good in anything that goes wrong, no matter what side you're on. Oh, I believe it. We all breathe it. We all need it. Let me tell you, brother, there's just one color when you're bleeding. Some have dreamed it. I have seen it. I believe in God's plan that we all join hands and spread love around the world. hate have to be when love is the key that sets the world free? Chains, let's break the chains, so all that remains is the love that we see. High, we lift our voices 'cause we know in the end, in heaven we're all friends. Oh, I believe it, we all breathe it, we all need it. Let me tell you, brother, there's just one color when you're bleeding. Some have dreamed it, I have seen it. I believe in God's plan that we all join hands and spread love around the world. Still believe, still believe, still believe. Oh, I believe it, we all breathe it, we all need it. Let me tell you, brother, there's just one color when you're bleeding. Some have dreamed it, I have seen it. I believe in God's plan that we all join hands and spread love around the world. Ooh,
Woo! Thank you, Pete Mroz, everyone. And you can't find that last one just yet, but keep your eyes peeled. Head on over to Pete Mroz over on Facebook or Instagram. The handle's the same. You can also go to PeteMroz.com, find the merch, get on the newsletter, and keep yourself updated for the release on September 20th. In the meantime, a lot of what you heard today can be found off of the EP Land of Oz, and that's available on whatever platform you'd like to stream off. Happy National Water Park Day. Happy National Milk Chocolate Day. How can you tell if someone spiked your chocolate pie with alcohol? Perfect timing.
No, you
Thank
tell
you.
me.
Well, you have a guess?
What is it?
How can you tell if someone spiked your chocolate pie with alcohol? Oh, God.
You don't want my answers.
I don't. The proof is in the pudding.
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
Thank you.
Sam. Oh, Sam. Well, here's to you, and thank you so much for
Here's to
this
you.
wonderful time with all your guests. And even though I can't see you, I can see you. So I feel the love, and the love's coming right back at you. This is awesome. Try this wine. It's really delicious. I really like it. So it's
It
good.
really is. Cheers, bottoms up. Happy Wine Wednesday, everyone.